Welcome to Beyond Selling. I'm your host, Ariendru. And here's the hard truth. The best sales team in the world cannot sell a product that doesn't solve a real problem. And the best product in the world won't sell itself if the roadmap is disconnected from the revenue reality. Today, we are talking about the intersection of product strategy and revenue generation. My guest today is Naman, a seasoned B2B SaaS product leader. He has worked with some of the leading media companies in the world and has spent more than 15 years in the industry, focusing on designing cutting edge AI powered products that make users incredibly efficient. And we are going to dissect how modern product leaders are moving just beyond shipping features to actually driving the bottom line. So, Naman, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Aryan. I'm really glad to be here. And this topic is also very exciting, where we are talking about the intersection of selling, product, business all together.
So, Naman, let me begin with the first question. The product executive or the CPO has changed a lot in the last few years. How do you define the role today? Is it still a purely technical role or has it become a commercial one?
It is neither. As a product executive, you need to think entire system. You are the person who act as a customer advocate within the company and turn the customer pain point into the business reality. When we discuss with the customers, we understand that it's not about the feature. Their ask is to ease out their day-to-day job, the job that they need to do at that point. As a product executive, will not be focusing on closing one deal, but in reducing the churn for all the 20 customers or 20 deals altogether. So this is where the actual pressure comes for a PMS.
Yeah, so that's a really interesting point because I think a lot of non-technical stakeholders, especially in sales or marketing, still view product as a fixed term. Now, Naman, moving on to the second question. What is the biggest misconception a non-technical stakeholder would have about what you do on a day-to-day basis?
That product manager's job is a feature vending machine. Sales will come. The customer want X, and just do it. But in reality, the PM knows that it's not about the small or big. We have to get the stakeholder aligned, and then we need to look into what kind of a support it will be having, or what the permission issues or reporting issues. If there are any migration, backward compatibility, documentation, QA, and what all multiple factors around it as well. The misconception is they see is only the build cost, but as a product, we see it as a lifetime cost. So it's not about just building the feature. It's managing the stakeholders, managing the priorities, managing the business outcomes.
Naman, so now let's dive right into the mindset shift. So many product managers get stuck in that feature factory mindset. How does a product executive shift from managing tickets to managing a portfolio that drives business value?
Talk to the customer, take their requirement, write down the specs, get it done from the engineering, push it out, and then that customer is happy. But that's actually not a job of a PM. The real value of the PM comes when they are thinking at a holistic level, not only just about that feature, but end-to-end business life cycle, the customer workflows, what are the impacts what are the outcomes it will be bringing up, whether it is going to bring more customers, reduce the churn, or reduce significant amount of operation efforts. Those things needs to be thought through, and then based on which the targets needs to be set up. That's how the portfolio has to be built up. The real value the PM can bring in the company is by thinking holistically, end to end, and solving the real pain points, and again bringing the business outcomes. PMs do not shift features; they actually delete the customer efforts.
That's a critical distinction. Outcomes over outputs. It's not just about how many features you have shipped, but how much value you have captured. And coming on to the next point, in the B2B world, especially as you move up market, the sales team is under immense pressure to close the quarter, and often that pressure lands on your desk. How do you manage that friction without breaking the roadmap?
This is a battle that we have to go through almost every day. I treat it like a proper courtroom. need to understand, is this a one customer exception, or it is scalable capabilities? And when we talk about scalable capabilities, it's not only about one customer or two customer. We need to understand whether the ask is realistic, it is being going to be asked by other customers or not, and secondly, whether it is going to bring more revenue. And that could be from an enterprise customer, because they have their own workflow to get the job done. So they may request for bypassing certain things as well. The fastest hack looks like, build a customized solution that could be a quick deal, but we need to look into how much it is going to impact for other five customers. So the trade-off could be to talk everyone, hey, this is the temporary workaround, and this is the futuristic roadmap as well. The same story has to be narrated to the customers, and I've seen customer loves it. So I think putting the short-term solution, the setting up the right expectation with all the stakeholders reduces a lot of friction, and that makes more scalable path. I don't call it diplomacy, I call it leadership.
Now, this brings me to the relationship aspect. I've seen PMs who hide from sales reps, and I've seen PMs who sit on every demo. How should a product executive view the sales team? Are they a distraction or are they your primary source of market intelligence?
PMs cannot sit just behind and keep relying on sales to give the demos. It is not scalable also that the product manager is sitting and giving the demos for each and every customer. So it is a trade-off. Let's suppose the product is at a initial stage. Probably you have to sit with the customers, try to understand the early feedback, as well as sit with the sales, sit with the other technical teams who are fronting the customers, and then train them better and better, so that in the future it becomes scalable. That PMs get pushed in the backend for the demos, and the sales and the other customer-facing teams are taking up the demos. So what we have seen is sales can act as a good market intelligence, but many times it comes with a noisy intelligence as well. I've seen people coming and then telling just simply the customer is angry, the deal is blocked, or, we will lose this deal. Then it becomes like our job as a PM to understand where are we failing at, what outcome that the customer is not able to reach at. Maybe there are five customers asking for the same. Many times there are five different noises coming up, and we found there is only one change that they have request. So instead of five customer requests, we come up with one customer request, and which eliminates entire the chaos that has been created. So that way, we need to have a trade off with the sales guys as well, understand the pain point, and then come back, so that at least we have to do a limited filtering. It is a balance, and as a PM, you have to take a help of the sales to give the demos as well as become your eyes in the market, get their feedback, so that you have a point to initiate and start from.
Yeah, I really love that perspective about it's a balance. And even if you're using sales for the intelligence, but that should also be filtered and not just taken from as a word of mouth. Now, putting on my sales enablement hat for a moment, I often see a disconnect in the handover. Product builds something amazing, but a sales doesn't really sell it because they don't get it. How do you ensure the sales team actually understands why a new feature matters rather than just knowing what it is?
I think as a PM, don't do any feature training. Always try to talk about the customer pain points and how this feature is going to help. And definitely try to give them a narration or a story, because maybe a sales representative will be aware only about their own customers. And they might not be aware about the pain point that majority of the stakeholders or majority of the customers have highlighted. So always go with a story. Also, like if you can add other values like the market or industry trends as well, that again gives a cherry on the top. Like this is what the sales is good at, like talking about the business value with the customers. And if you give the same lines to the sales guys, he will just love it, and then would like to sell it as much as possible.
So I think that's really nicely put, and I agree to that point that instead of just selling a feature, sell a value that it derives and how it benefits the customer, and there should be a story and narration associated with it.